Hello, this is a video that is primarily for parents talking about how your child can make a world map at home. Miss Ubinus at Old Town, she made um, some outlines of the continents. So there's this document, another document, and some semicircles that you can use to make the world map at home. So in the classroom, we often do pin punching. So you can do pin punching or your child can cut them out. If you see, there are some lines here. So either you or your child, depending on your child's cutting skills, can cut these out, but children will probably like that better. Now, so here I have Australia. In the classroom, we usually have some felt, and in my classroom, I use a large thumbtack for the pin puncher. I've found a couple of things. Here is this for making kebabs, a skewer for making kebabs. If I was doing this for a child, I would probably cut it so that it's shorter. You can also use a sharpened pencil. So I'm always thinking about what do we have at home that we can use to make our Montessori experience work. So I have a cutting board, and I have an old placemat to provide some cushioning, and then the paper. So this might be pointier. So if a child wants to pin punch, it's just using it like this, encouraging them to be very close to going around so that it's easy for the paper to separate so that you just have the image of the continent. You can also do the same thing with the pencil. Okay, of course, the sharper it is, the better it will work. That's why I use an old placemat, because it's going to get some graphite markings on it. So your child can use a pair of scissors if you don't want to set up a situation like that. Some children will be able to cut these out and put it together to make a map. So one technique that Montessori teachers use is when the children are interacting with us about their work is to try to give them a little bit of information about each continent. So if a child were to bring me Asia, I might say something like, Asia is the largest continent, or panda bears come from Asia. We have panda bears at the zoo. Have you seen them there? To try to start a conversation like that. For Antarctica, Antarctica is the coldest continent. Many penguins live in Antarctica. There are seals that live in Antarctica, and so on. So it's little bits of information. You're not trying to give an encyclopedic account of everything that you know about a continent. For older children, for Australia, sometimes they think it's really fun to know, oh, do you know that this is one place? Geographers cannot agree what it's called. So some people call it Australia, which is the name of a country. They call it Australasia, they call it Oceania. So they like all of these things. And typically in a Montessori classroom, that information will start to spread from child to child, because they like to know things about their world. And hopefully if you give these bits of information, you'll see them be shared among other family members in our social distancing. So those are some ways to set up pin punching and making a map. Once they have put them all together, they can put the hemispheres together. So you'll have two circles and they can put the continents into place. I have also included some labels. So younger children, you can ask them, oh, what's the first sound in Asia? And they can write an A on their continent. Older children may want to write out the whole thing themselves. I've also included some labels for something a little different that they could cut out and paste for children who are reading more complicated words. So there are lots of things that can be done in learning about the continents, and I hope you all have a good time doing it.